Let's talk some toys in here.
Hey, what's everybody doing today at YouTube? It's the man child. Okay, so up next on my doorstep, I just got some more. The new Masters Universe, new Eternia. We got the Skeletor, or Barbarian Skeletor in, excuse me. Yeah, he's looking good. So these guys are, including the Viking He-Man. I did a review on that too. And I'll bring him in, compare him with Skeletor later. Yeah, part of the Masterverse line. And I guess technically part of the Wave 4 Revelation line, I want to say. Now, this Skeletor, along with the Viking He-Man, these were more or less concept figures going back in the days of the 80s. Some of the original art, with the, like, it was supposed to be like the Lords of Power concept. I think Mark Taylor, I think he was the one who created it. But yeah, so, we have them in figure form because we never did. By the time we got our 80s toys, they were kind of different. But yeah, looking good. And here's the back of our box. Yeah, the art's looking cool. I usually don't save the art on these boxes like I do with all my classics. I just don't have the room. But yeah, I'll probably cut this out and save it. Bring it in as a bio. Kind of has a whole new bio. You want to read it? Okay. And yeah, we got, and these are all the 4 figures out. I do have Merman too. I'll try to get the review as soon as I can. And Teal is the only one I can't seem to find now. And I think she's the most requested one. At least I hear in the comments, including myself. But sooner or later. Okay, so we got our Barbarian Skeletor busted out of the box. Yeah, I tell you what, man, another figure from the newer releases in Revelation line. I think is great, really cool. Just like the Viking He-Man. And it's funny. The more the line goes on, it seems like to me, it's my opinion, but they kind of have a feel more towards the classics a little bit now. I'll say that and people go, "Oh no, they don't nothing like the classics," but. I had a comment yesterday with somebody who said that they really like these figures too. The more they get their hands on them or check out the reviews, but they're the poor man's classics. It's kind of true. But I like them. I mean, if you don't have the classics, they are the next best thing, and they're only getting better, I think. So let's bring them in for a closer look. Okay, so yeah, this is awesome head sculpt. I'm liking this. He comes with 2 different heads, but both of them are really cool. I mean, check that out. Yeah, that looks certainly barbarian to me. The same thing with the Viking He-Man. It looks like it's not. You could probably get this helmet off if you wanted to. So you can bend it up, but it's kind of glued on. I don't know. I would not take it off, but I guess it's possible. But articulation, left to right, even with the helmet up and down, whatnot, it's good articulation. Now he comes with this chest piece here, which is interesting. It has the cape, which is pretty cool on it. Nice size cape, better than the first release Skeletor. And the sword you could put in the back. I'll show you that, but more or less pop out. We'll go over that in a second. What's interesting with this, it just pops right off. And then you just have the regular Skeletor armor up top. And here's a close-up, just really soft material. Yeah, check out that cape, black, just a very similar material like the Andrea came with, something like that. And yeah, that's it. It could pop on like any other figure you have. It just has 2 little posts, more or less, that rest on the outer bands of the shoulder armor. They just kind of clip. I wouldn't say clip on, but something like that. You could see that close up. Just kind of rest there, and somewhat the middle one holds it. But that's all there is to it. All right, so we put the top armor back in for now. As far as articulation, everything we've seen with the Revelations, shoulder up and down, go forward, back. My joints are really tight, bicep swivel, okay, elbows, double pinless joints. It's kind of got that weird aesthetic a lot of people don't like, including myself, and the muscle. But they kind of do that it's just different. So the arm, for the pinless joints, I guess, as were the classics, the arms cut up further in. You got these big pins. And what's funny with these, it actually makes their arms look a little bit longer because of the elbow piece, I think. Beside that, when it's bent, then I think they look fine. They're okay. I'm used to it. As far as the hands, it comes with 2 open trigger finger type hands and then 2 additional hands. We'll go over them in a second. And then, the left side's all the same, up, down. All the way out, even with the armor, spin left to right. Hands can rotate, and then also on a ball joint, spinning in and out. And as far as our chest articulation, right, we got that ab crunch, even with this piece on. Yeah, it's really good. It's got excellent movement there. I got our waist left to right. Got a little different design in this sculpted belt, like a little face there. It looks like something from like the Snake Mountain or something. Loincloth, there's lower this armor, kind of a little different than the regular Skeletor. Reminds me of, and plus does have the sculpted regular fuzzy loincloth on the sides. Okay, and our legs go all the way out like so. And we got that thigh cut there. All right, double pins in the knees go all the way back. Has a different type of ankle guard there. That's pretty cool, and that can spin. And he's got these big creature feet with nails and on a ball joint. And they look different in the first release Skeletor, like a lot smaller, closer together. Okay, and that's our front. That's kind of the back of them. So as far as our accessories, we come with 2 hands like usual. The open hands for the more for a shield or something for the left side. We got a punching fist for the right side. He also comes with this cool sword that you see not putting it back. I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, that's an awesome sword. Really barbarian, pirate-like, you know. And he comes with this cool ram staff. Yeah, unique little, kind of a little different redesign. Like bigger back in the horns here. And it's looks like it's just 2 different colors between the staff itself and the ram head. But yeah, pretty cool. Now, I'm going to bring in... So this is really heavy, by the way, too. A lot of weight to this. But this was, if you're curious, this is the first release Skeletor from the Revalation. So that's what they look like. And this is for the classic Skeletor. So you kind of see what all 3 of those look like together. And the final accessory is we have a spare head. Yeah, really cool. Very reminiscent. It reminds me something of the vintage and... Between the vintage and classics, maybe. And I guess, like... You know, it's own original art, but really cool. Okay, so I already changed out the alternative head, right? Really easy to do. You just pop the peg. I'm not going to bore everybody in camera with that, but yeah, that looks really cool too. Even with all that armor on, same thing with the articulation. It's even better, obviously, up, down, left, right, spins, but that's pretty cool. I'm liking that. And here's what he looks like. You're curious, right? Just pop that off. We got like a, yeah, first, like original style Skeletor. Like I said, going back from the Lords of Power concepts, more or less what I guess what he should have looked like from Mark Taylor's art. Okay, so I popped the first style barbarian head back on. I just wanted to show you in the back of the armor too. This has a place for the sword. Okay, you can do it with or without the cape on. I took obviously the cape armor off. Well, let's just kind of go like that. All right, got a little setup with his staff and his sword in hand. I got obviously the barbarian head, and I left the armor with the cape on. Check that out. All right, just for fun, I switched out the second release head, put the punching fist in his right side, and kept the sword in hand and no cape. Check that out. And if you're curious, I took the head off. This is just, some people like to see what the buck looks like underneath. Looks pretty typical to the newer, my light anyway, what I see, to the Viking He-Man or Triclops. I think sometimes you see some differences up in the chest and the shoulders, but just what I'm looking at now, it looks pretty typical. I could be off. But for the most part, be curious with that. And then the armor is just going to go back over the neck. It's just the armor with the cape on and the second release head. Yeah, again with this staff, it's like, I don't know if it's a QC issue, and I tried it on both hands, but look at this. It's so heavy. If it's not touching the ground, it just spins around. It's like, it's loose in these, even this joint's the same way. I put it in this hand, like I said, it does the same thing. I can't believe how heavy that is. Wow. But maybe it's just my figure. Just wanted to show that. Okay, let's do a little comparisons and mixing and matching. So, yeah, obviously we have our first release Skeletor from Revelations and a new Barbarian Skeletor. Yeah, they look cool together. Even the Skeletor, too, is a great Skeletor. I really like the way he's designed, how they did him, but this guy's really, really different. And I popped down the alternative head on the first release of Skeletor. If you're curious what that looks like. Yeah, it looks good and it works. You know, the hood, even though it's darker, it does match the outer parts of the armor and his cross armor in here and whatnot. So, yeah, you can make it work. Alright, we'll bring him against our Origins first release Skeletor. Some people like seeing that. And I put the alternative head on the Origins Skeletor. If you're curious what that looks like. Same ball peg. It is very tight, but you can, there it goes. Rotate. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Works on good. Okay, and I tried the Barbarian head on the Origins Skeletor. That too looks pretty cool. Even though it's a different color, you can make it work. Kind of its own thing. You can even kind of throw the armor you want with the cape over Skeletor too. It's going to sit there. It ain't going to hook the way it does on the Revelation, the new Skeletor, the Barbarian Skeletor, but more or less, you can sit there, you can make it work. Origins head, Skeletor head on the Barbarian Skeletor. Same peg, yeah, works great. It looks okay, the hood's way off, but yeah, if you want to do that and hook this piece over, if you're curious what it looks like without it, that's what you got. Okay, and we got a comparison against our good old classic Skeletor. Yeah, they look great together. Again, you'd swear this is a guy who belongs in the classics line until you start, looking at some of the aesthetics from the muscles and whatnot, but for the most part, looks really good. Fits right in. And this is the cape on classic Skeletor, so same thing. It's not going to hook on these, but, you can just flip it right down. Just kind of hang like that. Right, front, just back. Yeah, looks good. Works. And here's the alternative head from the Barbarian He-Man on a classic Skeletor. It does work. You do have to force it on. The pegs are a little different, but it does, for the most part, you can get it to work. Articulation up, down, the whole seal. I'll leave this little cape on if you want. Yeah, it looks great. That's awesome. And we got our Barbarian head on our classic Skeletor. Yeah, that looks great. That looks like, you swear to God, it came with that package. Now, it is a little sloppy, But for the most part, articulate up and down, left to right. But, you know, and of course I got the K piece on. But yeah, it works pretty good. You know, you got to fiddle with it with the ball peg. You might have to heat it up, whatnot. And okay, front to back with a cape. And if you want to see without the cape, just take it off. It's more or less looks like that. Kind of loose too a little bit, but yeah, it looks cool. And we got the classic Skeletor head on the Barbarian Revelation body. So if you're curious, that looks like, yeah, I had to heat this and push it right down, but you know, it's a little, gets stuck a little bit, but it works left to right. Looks pretty cool too. And that's with the cape and the armor on. Curious, that looks like with the classics head. Okay, and we'll bring in a little comparison against our new Viking He-Man. I already did. You can check out my review on him. And I just something I want to show you everybody real quick on him too while I have him out. But it's kind of those two together with the two original heads that come in package. Okay, and that's our new He-Man Skeletor with the alternative heads on. So I have the He-Mans out. I want to answer actually two comments I got from my last Viking He-Man video. So you can go check that out. But I didn't do a head swap with these two, the Origins. You know, I try to save time because some of these videos, you start playing with this stuff, they turn to be 20 plus minutes. Some people watch that, some people don't want to. But for the most part, so I got these two out. We got the Viking He-Man and Mini-Me. Mini-Me He-Man. No, we got the Origins, Battle Armor He-Man. So let's swap the heads out and see what that looks like. Okay, so I put the alternative head on the Origins He-Man, Battle Armor He-Man. That looks pretty good. Articulate. So it's the same ball peg. That's the question I'm answering. Yes, it does work. Back and forth, up and down. But yeah, it looks good on that body. And that's your Viking style head on the Battle Armor He-Man, if you're curious. Same thing, articulation works pretty good. Okay, and obviously the Origins head, right, on the Viking He-Man. So same thing, same peg, it works. A little loose, but left to right, up and down. Okay, and it looks pretty good. Hair color's pretty bright, but it works. If you like that, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so to wrap the video up, overall, I think he's a great Skeletor. Another awesome figure, I think, for the Revelations line, just like the Viking He-Man. You know, I like the armor, I like the heads, especially the alternative head. Just the color's cool on them, the weapons. The only complaints I have is this top piece is kind of strange. It just kind of hangs there. Not like it locks on, but then again, unless you're moving around, and you set it, it's fine. And that ram staff's a real problem, both of my hands. I don't know if it's my figure. I'm going to put some silicone in, maybe fix it up. I see right now he's holding the font. I got him balanced, but if I move him any which way, forget about it. It's going to fall out or the hand twist around. But aside that, I really like him. And I think it's great. So I hope that answers all your questions. I hope everybody's doing great. And until next time, take care.